Good morning again, everyone. Tristan Griffiths here. I'm ImTristanG on all of the socials. Just jumping in here nice and early this morning. I wanted to get in. I know there's a lot of people up and about, getting ready, getting on. Quite a few people jumped in on the last broadcast. I wanted to jump in and share something. So it's 8 o'clock. I'm going to do an 8 at 8. So the plan is I'm going to do about 8 minutes sharing an idea or a concept with you every single day. I want to jump in and share with you today a little bit about hashtags. Again, some of the stuff that you hear on this, you might already know. Some of it might be useful. Some you might already be implementing. But it's always good to rehear things. This morning in a conversation with Lee Jackson from Agency Trailblazer, we shared a few bits and pieces with each other, and obviously it's a good idea to remember the things that you already know and be reminded of them, but also to discover new things that other people know. So there's always something you can learn from the people around you, and when, like I said in my last broadcast, when you surround yourself with amazing people, you start to get amazing results. So in this broadcast, I'm just going to spend 8 minutes just quickly talking to you a little bit about hashtags this morning. So 8 at 8, the hashtag is going to be all about me sharing 8 minutes worth of knowledge with you at 8 o'clock. So check in for that. You can follow the hashtag. If you're on the platform, make sure you go to it and do a follow against it, and make sure that you are following along with all the content, because I'm going to share 8 minutes at a time, so it's nice and digestible and ready to go. So for hashtags, I get asked all the time about this. Where should I be using hashtags? How should I be using them? What's the best practices for it? So I want to share with you about what hashtags are all about. Hashtags essentially curate a conversation on the various social media platforms. So whether you're doing it on Facebook or LinkedIn or Twitter, a hashtag finds the content that is relevant to a specific topic. So if you're using hashtags, so for this I'm using 8 at 8, which means you'll find all of the content that's posted at 8 o'clock, 8 minutes long, sharing about a specific topic. When that hashtag will help you find all of that conversation. If you're sharing it and you want to talk about it and tell other people, then using the same hashtag when you repost or you talk about it will mean that we can see the whole conversation in one place. So hashtags curate a conversation, whether it's Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, they all allow you to use hashtags. You can click the hashtags and you can go to see the conversation that's happening around a specific topic. As world events happen and sports events and things like that, they tend to all have events, conferences use them. So it's a good way to stay engaged in the community and get involved in the conversation with people who are interested in the same thing. It allows you to cut through the noise and get to the content that you're most interested in, based around specific topics. So hashtags are really powerful for community building. They're also really, really powerful for doing research. A lot of people say, what hashtag should I use? I say, well, if you look within your industry, put in a hashtag that you think's relevant. Last night, talking to Denise Peacegood at NLC Rugby, she does male grooming products, said, look, why don't we look at beards or words around that, and go look at the type of content other people are creating in that industry, in that niche, and look at the other hashtags. So you find it via one, and a lot of content has more than one hashtag posted against it. So when you find someone who's really influential or doing well within your industry, you go through one hashtag, and then from that you will find other hashtags that people are using that are common within the industry, and you can do your research. You can make a lot of notes about it, and you can find people who are interesting and interested in the type of things that you are, and from that you can also build out your knowledge so you can learn from other people. Like I said, all of the things that you need to be doing, surrounding yourself with amazing people, doing your research and investing time in improving yourself, your processes and everything like that. The hashtag side of things will literally allow you to cut through the noise, get to a specific topic, get to a specific area of interest, and engage in that community and that conversation. They're pulling it together, and it allows you to research. For example, within your industry, you find a hashtag that you think is relevant to your industry. So for me, I might go social media, very broad, massive amount of content there, but I can go through and I can find the top, depending on the platform, the top people using it, and I can look at the other hashtags they're using. It will inspire me to use some different ones and to engage in slightly broader conversations or more niche conversations. So it'll allow me to work out from their hashtags, look at those other conversations and see how I could be using them and being more visible within those. Now, one of the things that came up with my conversation with Lee Jackson over breakfast this morning was about hashtags in stories. A lot of people don't realize we did this as a test through Snapchat. You can do it in Instagram as well. Now here's a really big tip for you, which I really want you to share. I'm all about giving knowledge and helping as many people as possible, is hashtags apply within your stories. So if you're doing an Instagram story, here's a little tip for you. For example, I'm live right now and you can see down here, there's a little black area in the corner over here, just because there's a jacket here, so it's quite a dark area of the screen. Now I could put a load of hashtags. If this was an Instagram story, I could write a load of hashtags and I could put them in the color the same as this and put them here. They're not visible, they don't interfere visually with the post in the story. But what it does is it says on Instagram to other people through the hashtag, this is a piece of content that is relevant to the conversation or the story. So within your stories, you can do that. Same in Snapchat, you can drop them into your thing. And what it does is there's more words for Snapchat to find out when you put it in public stories, which stories it should go into based on the content, because obviously they're doing it from what the images are in it, but they can also do it from the written words that are in it. So putting them into your content, into your stories, will help them to become more discoverable and put them into conversations that matter around that topic area. When you're doing it on Instagram, don't forget with your posts that you put out on Instagram that you can put up to 30 hashtags. Yeah, 30 hashtags on an Instagram post. Now that looks messy if you're just putting it in the comments. So if you want to do it really at a high level, doesn't matter whether it's on the post or in the comments of the post, but it will make that post discoverable. So use as many hashtags as you can. Like I say, do your research first, find the ones that really work, that have got a big following, but also try to go down to some more niche ones. For me, obviously I use ImTristanG, which allows you to see all of my content because it's ImTristanG on all the socials. You can go and find that and you can dig deep into that specific topic area. So for me, if you like my delivery style, you like the content and the knowledge sharing, there's loads of it out there. I put loads of content out, hit the hashtag, go find that content, follow it, leave comments, and if you find it useful, please just share it with other people. That's my big ask. So you can do it for research, you can do it to get involved in conversations, but here's the killer one. Hashtags can be used for brand building. I just talked to you about ImTristanG. I use it on the content that I put out so that you can go and find all of the other content. Not only are my social media platforms all the same name, but I use the same hashtag for the content that I'm putting out. So if it's relevant and I think people are going to be interested when they're going looking for more research, research and get some more help, ImTristanG is a really good place to go and just get some of that free knowledge that I'm putting out there, and a way to follow me online and see all the good stuff that I'm doing, whether that's events, whether that's speaking, education, trainings, products, services that we're delivering. There's an opportunity for you to follow my story, get involved and find out a little bit more about me. Sometimes I'm just sharing a little bit of personal stuff and it's a way you can connect with me and find out. So I hope that's been useful. Hope you've enjoyed hearing a little bit about hashtags in the 8 at 8 broadcast this morning. Like I say, 8 o'clock, 8 minutes, just going to jump in, share some knowledge with you and see how I can help you in 8 minutes or less. We're just coming up on 8 minutes, so I'm going to finish up the broadcast there. Thank you so much for being in my community. Really appreciate each and every one of you. If you found it useful, please hit the share button. In the comments, please do tag a friend, let them know about this, tell them, get up early, make sure you're in on the broadcast at 8 or come back and watch them later. Thank you so much, everybody. Have an amazing day. I'll connect with you all in the comments very shortly and I'll catch up with you very soon.